I'm Mike Sheridan, I'm 31 years old. I ran an ultramarathon from Limerick to Dublin in April of 2012. My brother had done mixed martial arts for 10, 15 years, but more specifically jiu-jitsu. So the UFC was always on in the house. And there's just something about the fighters that just really fascinated me. And I think this type of mindset of somebody that gets into an octagon or a cage or a ring or wherever it is with somebody else and just goes at it. There's something primal about it. I think there's something inherently male about it and masculine about it, and just it really appealed to me, something primal. And I want to put myself in the mindset of one of these fighters, and the best way I think of doing that is actually going and having a fight, which is what I foolishly or not signed up to do.
The UFC is the biggest promotion in the world today, and a lot of the growth in MMA is down to the UFC, but you have to separate the two. MMA is not the UFC or vice versa. The MMA is the sport, and the UFC happens to be the biggest promotion in the world at the moment. It's fair to say Mike's challenge is incredible, because he's going from 0 to 60 or whatever you want. It's like starting, having never climbed a mountain, and you want to take on the Himalayas. So he's gone basically, you know, not quite from the couch, but he's gone from no fighting background to being in the cage 3 months later in the octagon or whatever they're going to be using on the night.
On the mat, I'm going to walk some bridges and some sit drills. We're going on. Perfect. Alright, let's go. Now your hands and feet. Okay, lift my left hand up, and I'm going to bring my right leg through where my left hand was.
So like that?
Yeah, so opposite leg. So from here. Okay, my left hand comes up, my right leg comes through. Perfect. All the way through. Over like that? That's it. And then you're just going to go back to where you were. Okay, same on that side again. Through and back. Basically, I started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu about 12 years ago with John Kavanagh in the Straight Blast Gym. And I was, you know, really interested in it, and I fell in love with it straight away. So basically, I was training every day, twice a day. And John was like, he thought I was getting really good, so he says, I recommend you, try a bit of MMA. So I started adding in some striking and stuff, and doing a little bit of wrestling and stuff. And then eventually, within maybe a year or so, I competed. I started to compete, and that was all like 12 years ago. Mike is gonna train with me almost. Well, as often as he can, but ideally we want to get him down every day, if we can, maybe twice a day, 5 days a week, and we're going to train him to have a fight. Right, that's good. Like, you have an idea what you're going for, anyway. In MMA, you got to cover 3 types of, 3 areas in fighting. Basically, grappling, ground grappling, which is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The clinch range, which is wrestling and Thai boxing and stuff, and then the striking range, which is also Thai boxing, and all various stand-up martial arts. So we're gonna cover a lot of that. We're also gonna do a lot of strength and conditioning, okay? Because we want them in peak condition. So we'll be doing strength conditioning, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Thai boxing, and yeah, really messing them up pretty much, So it's gonna be great. 85.8. Yeah. So basically, Mike will hopefully be fighting at 77. So yeah, you gotta get rid of that, get rid of everything.
Yeah.
No, basically he's got to go on obviously a strict diet. Okay, I'll send you on the diet, and yeah, you'll got to get a few pounds off. Probably get you around 80, 79, and then the week of the fight, we'll learn you to cut some water and stuff like that.
I'm used to, this is the heaviest I've been, because I'm used to training for an ultra or an Ironman or something. So I've been eating what I wanted. Yeah. And then just my natural weight is 81, 82 kilos. But because I've been lifting weights, or I was lifting weights, now it's like you're just fucking heavy, so I've been by a fucking long shot.
Yeah, and if you're training regularly, training hard, you'll definitely knock off maybe 4 or 5 of those, and then we'll only have a bit of a cut to 77.
Yeah.
Should be good.
So there's no point me doing a fucking 5 mile run in the mornings, is there? It's not worth the shit.
No. Ideally, like what I'd like you to do, if you can, if you're going to be doing that in the morning, is sprints.
Yeah.
So basically what I'm saying is 20 seconds on, 10 second rest. So you sprint as fast as you can for 20 seconds, rest for 10, sprint again for 20 seconds, rest for 10, you do that 10 times. Yeah. And you do that every morning, it's going to get you a good tank for a fight, you know. Yeah. Because what we want is, we don't want you're not going to be in there long distance, you're going to be in there doing explosive movements, you know, they're explosive bursts. So when you exchange, it's going to be like maybe 3 or 4 seconds of the two of you going full on, you know, exerting a lot of energy and then moving off and backing off. So we want you working explosive bursts, you know what I mean? So that type of training is going to be great for you. An elbow with the right, your hand's going to come up and down. A bit higher. So bring the hand high, no. Hand comes high and then comes down, yeah? Up and down. But yeah, he's going to have to obviously lose a couple of pounds, he's going to have to get lean, he's going to lose some of that body fat and stuff. So yeah, diet, he's going to be on a strict diet, okay? More than likely he'll be on like a paleo diet, meat and veg and stuff. And yeah, he's going to get a strength and conditioning and stuff as well. So yeah, he's got a tough 3 months ahead of him. Your range again. 1. Lift the head up, and that doesn't require any strength. Yeah. Once you've got your posture broken, okay, I can control and get the knees and all the attacks in. So you go from 1 neck tie, elbows in, put the head in tight. Now look, I still think you're not high enough. That's there, that's perfect. You know, with no posture there, no control. The only thing I can really do at the moment is, probably go down. But if you're going to throw a knee up there, it's game over for me. So, but you can get this position, it's perfect. You know? Throw the head into the chest. Yeah. Okay, so go again. Yeah. Now for me, if I am cut here, I'm going to rotate through 1. Yeah. And now I got you. Yeah. And you've got to rotate your hand in. 1, 2. And it's always 1 at a time. Some guys get greedy and try to put 2 in, keep your elbows together. It's impossible for them to get 2 hands in. Yeah. Not so tough to get 1. Okay, so that's the game. Yeah. All right, sound it. Let's get it going.
In Ireland, what you had was a lot of guys who were doing traditional martial arts, and they almost realised that this on its own isn't enough. If you want to be a real fighter, a real well-rounded fighter, you need other things. like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, wrestling, a combination of things. So up in the north, there was guys like Davy Patterson, Tom Lamont, and down south there was mainly Andy Ryan and John Kavanagh, and and a host of other names. There's probably too many to mention, but it's guys like those brought the sport to Ireland in about the mid-90s. And as I said, it was based on having seen an early UFC event.
My name is John Kavanagh, and I'm the head coach of Straight Blast Gym Ireland. What's always blown me away about all of my fighters, all of them across the board, from the amateurs to the absolute pros, is the dedication they put in. And that's what I'd like people on the outside to see, that they think it's thugs, the animals in the cage. Look at these guys, day in, day out. They treat their body like a temple. They very strict diets, training hard, twice a day, every day. That's very inspiring to me. Success and failure are together. Nobody has gone through their fighting career without losing badly. And really, for me, what success is about is how you deal with that failure, learning from the failure, improving yourself, and then carrying on.
talking about you're not eating breakfast at the minute.
No, not properly. Well,
it's never
it's a Snickers breakfast.
Snickers is not breakfast. The ideal breakfast would be having meat and nuts. Now, if you're struggling with that as well, you could have a couple of mornings of the porridge. You could bring in eggs as well, so you could scramble them, boil them, soft boil them is better, or poach them, and then use a variety of nuts. As I was saying, with eggs, people tend to have eggs over and over and over again. With eggs, you just have it once, twice a week, and that's it. Porridge once, twice a week, and then have your meat and nuts as well other mornings. So Saturday and Sunday, if that suits you better for work and having time to prepare. So for every hour of exercise you do, right, you should be drinking a litre of water. Right, so if you're training 2 hours a day, that's 2 litres of water just there.
Yeah.
Right, and based on your body weight, just to maintain, okay, you're saying 86. So you should be drinking over 3.5 litres of water a day. So we're basing off, you're going in at 16.7% body fat.
Okay.
Right. Now with the formula we use, it kind of highlights problem areas, right? So your problem area is basically your belly button and your love handle. Right, so they're your kind of 2 main priorities, and that's all taken care of through nutrition. So if you manage your nutrition, manage insulin correctly, they'll drop really fast. So this is completely based off your nutrition, right? Other areas, like as I was saying earlier, like on your legs and stuff like that, is harder to lose because it's more to do with detoxification.
Yeah.
Right, but for where you're storing it, if you do the nutrition we've been recommending, then they should fly off. And with the amount of activity you're going to be doing, it's going to come off even quicker.
Okay. In terms of where I'm at, though, say 6.5% body fat.
16 and a half.
16.5. Yeah, fucking definitely not 6.5.
Yeah.
But 16.5%, like, is that bad in general, or where does that figure on the spectrum?
For a male, you want to be between 9 and 12%.
Yeah.
Without, that's just a regular person.
Yeah.
Right. So, for the fighters and stuff like that, like we usually get them between 4 and 6%.
Go down to a ride on. I remember you were saying eat meat and nuts, and I remember the first day I came in here with pistachio nuts, salted pistachio nuts, and I think it was John around. What the hell is that you're eating? Like, they're nuts, like, you can have salted nuts, like, you know what I mean? So
salted nuts
are dry roasted.
It wasn't. It was tasty anyway. It was really nice. So he'll send you on
yogurt
stuff.
covered.
He'll send you on the stuff, and you'll have no excuse then.
Yeah.
We are joined by Mike Sheridan, who is the editor of Joe.ie. He's a regular on this programme. He's always had a tendency to do vaguely silly things. Like he ran 130-something miles in a day and a half, but you thought it was justifiable. Now he's decided he's going to do something that may well put him in hospital or in a box.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay. I don't think I'll end up in a box anyway. But
You're already covered in bruises.
I'm already covered in bruises, but it's given my body some character by the end of this. My face will have some character, I'm sure. I've decided to have a mixed martial arts fight, and I've spent the past 6 weeks or so training and dieting.
And the man sitting beside you is Owen Roddy, and Owen is here because Owen himself is a successful mixed martial arts fighter, but he's also the guy who is going to not only keep you out of hospital, but make you victorious.
Yeah, basically I've been training Mike for the past 6 weeks, as he said, and so we're trying to get him to a good level in all aspects of mixed martial arts. And
what level did he start at?
Literally nothing. Yeah, he had
Not
no background in anything. Like some guys will join MMA and they'll have a boxing background or a wrestling background. Mike had absolutely none.
Journalism.
Well, yeah, and he done a bit of running, so he can run around the cage a little bit if he needs to, But no, he's getting to a decent level now.
So let me get this straight. He's going to have in total preparation time 4 months.
Thereabouts, I think. Yeah.
And then you're going to put him in a cage with a man who does this semi-professionally.
Yeah, an amateur, an amateur. But,
it's one thing to say that you're going to do an ultramarathon, or that you're going to take up long distance running, or that you're going to do triathlons and all that. But what Mike is setting out to do is put himself in a position where he's going to get punched in the face a lot when he doesn't have to. I think he's absolutely 100% nuts.
Get the takedown! Get this takedown! Let's go!
There still is the belief that it's 2 guys stripped to the waist, go into a cage and only one guy's leave. It's probably safer than boxing. And I mean that from the point of view of if there's a striking battle going on, And one guy gets knocked out or knocked down, that could be the fight over. You could watch a boxing match, a guy could get knocked down twice in a round and he gets stood back up for an 8 count. He might not be totally back together. He's got to go 8 down for the next round. He could do that again, another 2 knockdowns. So in terms of the fight finishing, yeah, I think it's much safer, much safer. Ultimately, the fighter can finish the fight. He can tap out.
Well, yeah, you know, people say I don't tap, but I would tap if it was, you know, it was really on, or, you know, I didn't think I could escape. But yeah, you know, if people think you're going to be in there and you're going to be in there and give it your all and you're not going to quit, it does scare them a little bit, I think, you know. You know, if you're being hit hard with your opponent's best shot and you're still standing there, a lot of doubt goes into the opponent's mind, you know. They start to worry, well, how am I going to put this guy away? I've hit him with everything. I've had him in my best submission and he's still here. I think people think MMA is just a street fight. 2 guys, you know, 2 thugs, you know, killing each other, and it's the total opposite. You know, if you come in here and you watch guys training for a fight, you know, you'll see they're training their heart out. They're on strict diets. They're you know, they're just 100% focused on their goals. You know, and you know, for a thug to come in and try and do this, they wouldn't last a week. You know, any person that's in an MMA club, I'm sure, if you talk to them, they're very nice, very approachable, and we're all just here willing to learn. Okay, any guys with egos, you know, they'll be found out and they'll leave, because you got to get in and, you know, you can talk all you want, but you got to get in and still prove it on the mat. So, you know, it's, you know, anyone with a bad attitude usually dies out after the first week or 2. You know, it's usually just nice guys that want to learn something new and, you know, want to achieve their goals. So.
The best points for me is that I get to do something I love every day. It's basically my job, so my branches off of this is I get to train all day, every day, and then I do some kind of private lessons with some girls who want to learn jiu-jitsu and MMA for self-defense purposes and this kind of thing. So my whole life is based around the sport, which I love. So, you know, they say if you love your job, you'll never work a day in your life, and I feel very lucky to be able to do that. I feel very happy that I've gotten to such a high level that I'm actually able to continue going as I am.
You know, I find a lot of people kind of, they get to a certain age and they, you know, might go to college or get a job, and they find that's just they do that because that's what they're supposed to do. But, you know, I got to that point and I was finishing college, but I was competing professionally, and I had the decision of, you know, getting a normal job, making a decent living, or pursuing my passion and chasing my dream. If I chose the option which made more sense financially, which was just getting a normal job, I wouldn't be at peace with myself. I'd be, you know, sitting at home after just annoyed, wondering would I have made it if I pursued my dream. But I took the option of chasing my dream, and I feel I'm pursuing inner peace doing that. I wouldn't say getting hit is something you learn, but you can definitely condition yourself to it. It's not something you want to particularly get good at, because taking punches isn't the aim of the game. The aim of the game is to not get hit at all. But definitely, for sure, when you're training day in, day out, and you're sparring and you're taking punches, you can build yourself up to it, and you flinch less, I suppose.
It's very nerve-wracking. I thought I was going to be able to handle it a lot better than what I actually did, because it's obviously the person that you love and they're fighting and all you want to do is protect them. But yeah, you know, Cathal knows what he's doing. It's his career and his profession, and he's very confident, which gives me a lot more confidence in it. So.
Size of that, tiny.
Protein ice cream.
Protein ice cream.
3-year-old club.
It's a free one. Yeah, the biggest aspect for me, I suppose, was always going to be the diet. And I'm cutting weight, and I kind of cut a lot of weight fairly quickly. I cut about 8 or 6 kilos since we started like kind of full-on training my own a month or so ago. It hasn't been easy. Keep getting sent free donuts and stuff at the GOAT and walking past like boxes of Snickers. It's really difficult, especially given the diet that I had before. What I was used to doing before was, you know, training hard, getting up at 5, 6 in the morning, running 15 miles, going to work. After work then running 15, 16 miles or wherever again, and kind of eating what I wanted as a result. So the diet aspect, still huge, still a pain in the hoop. But I wasn't expecting the training to be as, I knew it was going to be insane.
The lifestyle for an MMA fighter is very, very simple, and I've always told my guys it's actually quite easy to become a world champion. It just has to be your every waking moment. That's all it has to be. So from when you open your eyes to when you close your eyes, you can have no other thoughts other than improving yourself physically and mentally in mixed martial arts. And for the guys, it's pretty much the life of a hermit. They get up, train, go home, rest, eat, sleep, come back, train, go home, rest, eat, sleep, repeat, and then maybe after 5 or 6 years of doing that, 6 days a week, they might be able to make some money from it, and they might be able to get make a career out of it, but maybe not.
Like my coach says, you know, it must be your every waking moment. It must be non-stop, 24/7, 365 days a year, and even still, you know, things can happen that it's not. There's no pot of gold at the end of the rain. You know, it's not guaranteed for everyone.
Guys train their whole life in martial arts to get to the UFC, then to hopefully someday compete against the best in the world and prove that they're the best martial artists on earth.
It's a tough game, this game. You know what I mean? It is a tough game, but martial arts teaches you, you know, it just teaches you so much, teaches you humility, it just teaches you how to handle everyday life, you know, whether, you know, you should approach it and not look to make money from it, you know, you should just show up, do what regardless of what it is, whether it's martial arts, you know, you show up and put in the time at what you love, and be comfortable in your surroundings, be confident in what's going on. And regardless, you know, if you put in all the hours and you are truly 100% dedicated, a lot of people think they are. You know, a lot of people think it's in their mind 365 days a year, 24/7, but it's really not. If you show up at the gym, you love what you're doing, it's constantly on your mind, eventually you will make money out of it, you know what I mean?
body kick.
One more.
His striking is coming on, his grappling, every aspect of MMA he's progressing in, and honestly, I think, you know, his wrestling is you know, his wrestling is what he's the best at, and so what we're going to try and do is develop a game plan around that type of character, you know.
I know that 365 days a year, 24/7, my mind is on this. This is just another day for me. You know what I mean? There's no rituals. I don't have rituals. You know, rituals to me or superstitions is fear. You know what I mean? If you have something that you have to do, I have to wear these lucky pants. If I don't wear these lucky pants, I can't go out there. That to me is just another thing for fear. So I could do anything in the lead up to the fight. I could wear anything. You know, I don't have none of that. I just show up and do what I do every other day. Day in, day out, show up, compete, and trust what I know, trust what I have been doing all my life.
There's no more mental game than MMA or than fight sports. You know, you're going in there on your own against another guy, and you know, it's a fight. It's so different mentally than playing any other sport. You know, you have to be really strong-willed. So you know, sports psychology is an important part of my training. I work with a sports psychologist, David Mullins, and you know, I treat that as important as doing my boxing training or my jiu-jitsu training.
So how have you been since the last time I chatted to you?
Yeah, it's probably getting a bit tougher the longer it goes on, or the closer it gets to the fight. Invariably, it's the one thing I think of when I'm in bed and I'm lying there and I can't sleep. It's
go to the fight.
It go to the fight, and what's the first thing that's going to happen, and what's and I'd like to think of myself as a fairly lateral thinker and very practical. Yeah. And I'm like, it can only kind of, what doesn't stop your the head from going off in a minute.
It's common. That's the way it is for all the guys I work with. They all have that same thing, especially as you get closer to the fight. That gets more and more and more. The win comes after the performance. You don't go in and win, you go in and perform, and off the back of the performance comes the win.
For Mike to, you know, to actually go to an actual event, get into the cage, first fight as well, which, you know, will add a little bit of pressure. So win, lose or draw, it's an incredible achievement, and just all I can say is the very best of luck to him on the night.
Finish, man. Good to go. You got another 30 seconds to rest? No, you don't.
He's a sadist.
Yeah. Right, let's do this, man. He's got last round. Let's go, man. Stand up, hands up, you want. Let's go. Up. Hands up here. No way he's dealing with that. No way.
Oh, lovely shiner.
I got one myself.
Oh, lovely. Great arm,
I'm a fan of MMA as well. I watch a lot of it on TV, and I'd gone to a couple of different sessions, just some jiu-jitsu and stuff like that, and Mike had taught me about his brother's interest in the sport as well, and about what he was thinking of doing. And I said, well, it's kind of a chance. This is it now, really. If you want to do it, you gotta go balls out and throw yourself into it. And it was a massive challenge, but like I suppose that's Mike's nature. He doesn't do things by halves.
So many people have an opinion on what should be done, what way it should be done. He should have done this, he should have done that. Every idiot has an opinion, but there's not everyone can actually set it in writing and build themselves up and go in and do it. Go in and do what they think needs to be done. You know what I mean? And anyone that does that, regardless of level, regardless of anything, regardless of if it's in a big arena, live on TV across the world, or a little small GA hall in front of nobody, I have respect for that person, you know, and so anyone involved in martial arts and in combat sport will also have respect for that person, no doubt.
What Safe MMA is trying to do is bring in minimum safety standards for fighters, and by minimum I mean high quality safety standards. So it'll be things like all professional fighters will have to be blood tested, all fighters will have to have annual medicals, so all fighters can be guaranteed a very high level of safety. We're really just trying to make MMA safer for everybody involved.
Look, we're going to talk a little bit about cage fighting now, because Mike Sheridan has decided he's up for a bit of that. Mike, good morning to you.
Good morning, Owen.
What in the name of God have you got yourself into? First of all, you're with GOAT.ie. That's your day job.
Yeah.
Okay, you're kind of running that website. We've spoken about that on this programme a few times, so that's very blokey.
It is,
So
yeah.
is this.
So is this. They align quite well, actually, don't they? And a few months ago, I had a discussion with one of my bosses, Jerry Flannery, and it just kind of gave me the kick that I needed, and I was like, right,
literally,
let's do this. Yeah, literally. Yeah.
So, and until quite recently, there are people like me who divide it into two camps on it. One is you just see you hear the word cage fight, you just think it's two lads kicking the face off each other, and there's no sense or rhyme or reason to it. And then the second is, if you actually talk to somebody who does it, you realise that it's respectful, it's deeply skillful, and it's something that is martial arts with the emphasis on the arts rather than the martial, isn't that it?
A lot of people are uneducated about the sport, and there's a lot of misconceptions. First of all, most of our fighters are college educated. The other thing is that you will see the greatest sportsmanship ever in this sport. You know, these are normal people with normal backgrounds, and you know, are they aggressive guys? Sure they are when they're in there fighting, but outside of the octagon, they're all really good people.
Yeah, there's a bit of hype about it now, which is a good and a bad thing. Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to be doing a little bit of TV in the coming weeks. Maybe I think Ireland AM. There is going to come a point though where I'm just going to need to concentrate on the fight. So yeah, a memo went around RTE about me that I was so shiny. I went to all the makeup artists in RTE that I was on air, like, and you could probably see a reflection in my forehead. I'm very shiny apparently.
What I did notice from Mike from the start was he was very dedicated. You know, I said to him, you're going to have to train 6 times a week, you know, every day, maybe 1 day rest. But, you know, you say that to most guys, and they say, yeah, I'll do, and after a week they're gone.
But this is not for the faint-hearted. Well,
you know?
yeah, I mean, at the end, yeah.
It really isn't. And usually guys have, people who take it up have had, you know, fairly long amateur careers in other forms of martial arts. So to come into it as a newbie with no background whatsoever, you really do need a killer instinct to succeed at it. You need to be good, and you need to, when you have them down and you have them on the go, you need to keep it that way. Mike, have you ever had a fight in your life?
You can have that. I'll have this lovely fight.
Do you reckon you could get curry sauce on that? No.
I know, yeah. You'll have yours. Over that. No chance.
That's brown toast. Can I just lick one? I'll put it back.
I'll describe the taste. It's definitely the nicest sausage I've ever tasted.
They're saying you're Conor McGregor.
Eddie? I'm not Eddie. Oh my god.
First superstar, the UFC superstar Conor
Oh
McGregor.
my god, no way. That's gas. I don't have a beard.
Conor McGregor looks really different without his beard, doesn't he? That's what it's saying there. He's going to call you out now.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, good.
Mike's last 3 months have been absolutely crazy. He's training 5-6 days a week, twice a day. It's really, really intense. His diet, I've never seen him eat like that. He hasn't had a drink. He's training actually as a fighter, but he's trying to condense it into 3 months, which is absolutely crazy because it takes years and years and years to get where he needs to go, you know? So what he's doing, I think, is amazing. He's incredible what he's doing. You know, if he wins or loses, it doesn't really matter. You know, the fact that he even got in there and he's able to compete is amazing because, like I said, those guys take years and years in training. All respect to him, like, you know, whatever he does, I'll go and support him. I've seen the way he's training with the younger lads. Some of the younger lads now are 19 and 20 and they're absolutely dynamite. Michael is mixing up with them, and just to see him getting in there with them is blowing me away, how tough it is. He's walking out with bruises, his legs are in bits, he can't walk. I mean, it's tough, it's not easy.
The first day, so the 13th of June, you were 86 kilos and 16.7% body fat. So what are we? You're 77.3 kilos and 6.3% body fat. So you've lost more than 10% body fat and almost 10 kilos on the scales.
Okay, brilliant. Yes. All right, 55 even, well done. You don't have to get on the stage, Gus.
No.
Michael. $76.2. Well done. Alex. Okay. 76.2. Okay, he's under 77.3. That's perfect. On the stage there, square off. First fight of the night.
No smiles, lads.
Well, in terms of the physical end of things, the hard work is done. Now it's, I think, where this becomes most important, and it's staying calm, staying focused. Obviously, he's going to be running through the fight in his head, visualising the fact that he's going to win the fight. And it's just not about getting overexcited on the day and burning up that nervous energy. So if he can just stay calm.
So when my sister comes back at 6, I'll give you the list of fights.
When I first stepped foot in MMA scene, you know, and it's daunting, you know, because it's as real as it gets. The small gloves that you can kick, there's bare shin, your bare foot, there's no head guard. It's more raw.
Foot stomps are allowed, shoulder shots are allowed against the cage in the clinch.
When it hits the ground, punches to the head, you can downward elbow the legs in guard. If you pass guard, you can back elbow the body in side control. Just make sure the guy isn't turned into you and it becomes a spinal elbow. You cannot throw a downward elbow at any stage to the body. Okay, so back elbow from side control, no problem, or obviously to the legs as well. And it's same again in guard. In terms of targets, you'll always hear us on the ground, particularly in the amateur rules set, saying check your targets. What that means.
When I first step foot in the cage, it is an experience. It's a daunting experience, and when the cage is up, and it's literally suffocating. You know what I mean? You feel suffocated by it.
And in the red corner, this man also weighed in at 77 kilo. He is representing GOAT.ie and hails from Dublin, Ireland. Ladies and gentlemen, Iron Mike Sheridan.
This guy has only been training for 12 weeks, so it's going to be interesting to see what sort of skills he was able to learn in such a short period of time.
My first time, it was just like a blur. I was afraid to look left or right. You know what I mean? I didn't want to look left or right at anyone. I was just looking straight ahead and just walking straight ahead. I realized that everyone goes through these emotions, you know what I mean? We all have the same fears. I know on the other end of the dressing room, or in the next change room, my opponent is feeling the exact same. You know what I mean? So we're two, at the end of the day, it's two scared little guys, you know what I mean, that are gonna go in a fight.
Horrible, absolutely horrible. I was so scared. I know I had to kind of look confident, because if he had seen me and I had my head down, I couldn't look him in the eye or anything like that, I know he would have had an edge. So the idea was to look confident, look like it wasn't bothering me or anything like that. So yeah, on the outside I might have looked confident, but in the inside I was dying. I wanted to cry. I wanted to just run away. But I caught one glimpse of him and he was there chewing on his gum shield, and his eyes looked crazy, he did, so that wasn't a good thing. So as soon as I saw him, I looked back and I was like, all right, that's it, don't look at him again, just kind of focus, head on now.
When they walk into that cage, it's like the last 6 to 8 weeks of their life comes down to this one moment.
Okay, this is going to be a very interesting fight now. Alex has had some taekwondo background, so I would imagine he would want to keep this fight standing. He is getting rocked. This is going to get stopped if he doesn't do something.
The first few seconds, I didn't think it was going to be as full on as it was. I really didn't. I wasn't prepared for it at all. And I just ran. I couldn't stick it. So I waited outside till it was over. I think I ran out in the first 20 seconds. I think I put my head down and looked up and I just ran. I just couldn't handle it.
I actually thought he was going to get finished there, but he did really well to recover. And let's see what he can do here now. Said that despite Alex being very aggressive with his punches, he wasn't wild. All the punches were very controlled, and you can see his experience in taekwondo.
Absolutely.
But play to Michael Sheridan for surviving this.
But you have to comment on the toughness of Mike Sheridan. He survived that early onslaught.
I guess Michael Sheridan wanted to find out what it's like to be a fighter.
I think he's finding out tonight. Alex Swan's mouth is open and he's breathing. Looks maybe a chance of him being tired here.
I connected well with him in the first round, and I thought after that that would maybe wear him off, or that would affect his breathing or kind of put him off his game plan. Didn't at all. He came much stronger in the second round and the third round, where I was definitely going the other way. I felt so tired. My punches are getting weaker and slower.
You can see that Alex Swan is a little bit tired in this round. He's not as aggressive anymore.
But it's so tough. I mean, Artem, you know better than most. It's so hard to sustain that pace, you know, over 3 rounds. Michael just keeps coming forward. He's not taking a backward step yet.
No matter how much I hit him, he just kept coming back and coming back. I thought, you know, eventually he'd wear it off or wear out, because I definitely was.
Nice level change. That was beautiful timing.
We could have been an early contender for fight of the night maybe here, Artem.
He was a freak. He just kept coming back, kept coming back.
We hear the 10-second clap. What a heart.
What a great fight, and what a great display by both fighters.
Great fight.
Hats off to both men. That was a great display of courage and heart, and swing until the end. It was a great fight to see.
I was lucky that the fight was only 6 minutes long. If it had been longer, I would have been in trouble, I'd say.
3 rounds. 3 rounds. No, it's the first time in the cage. Okay? We all come to experience. Well, listen to me. You stayed in there. I knew you wouldn't fucking quit on me. I knew it. I knew you were going to be in there at the end. You took some heavy shots off at it. Well, listen, mate. Well, look. Stop it.
We go to the judges' scorecards, and all 3 give the unanimous decision to the blue corner, Alex Swan.
I mean, 12 weeks, that's fucking wrong here, boss man. Look how much fit you on me. Jesus, great fucking balls. Great fight, man. Thanks, man. Cheers, appreciate it, lads. Alex.
Yeah, I'm very proud of you. Yeah, look, you only say sorry to you. You've done everything. You went in, you've done what you said you were going to do. And I knew, listen, Pete, I knew you weren't going to quit. Yeah, you're too fucking tough for that. I'm very proud to fucking have you train with me. I really appreciate it.
It's a short space of time for the guy to be getting in and fighting, but at the same time, you know, he went in, he done it, and he proved all people wrong. People that maybe thought he wouldn't get in and do it, he went in and done it. So, like, hopefully he can continue on and then maybe do another 3 months and then get another fight under his belt. And then hopefully next time, like, he'll get the W. But that was a perfect performance from Michael Sheridan. Excellent performance. Really, really happy with his performance.
Like, that's not some guy they just pulled in off the street. That's a guy with proper martial arts experience and a really strong fit guy. And you took him into deep waters. That's some achievement. 12 weeks training. And you got to be proud of yourself. Everyone else is. Man, that's a good thing. That is a good thing. It just shows the competitor in you.
So obviously with a documentary like this, it would have been a nice, I guess, kind of a neat ending to it, sort of a fairy tale ending to it, to have Mike go in there and have won the contest. And I don't think winning the fight was really the ultimate aim of this. The ultimate aim of this was to put himself through a process that very, very few people on the planet will ever do or would ever have the nerve to do. And for me, that's really what MMA competition is about. And for someone to have gone through that, I don't believe there can be a loser. I think he was a winner.
You know, I have so much respect for Mike. putting himself out there, doing what didn't need to be done. He didn't need to do it. He took some shots, he kept going, he kept fighting back, and that's what it is. Like Rocky says, it's not about how hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. He took some shots, kept moving forward, fought to the bell, fought to the end. You know what I mean? So I have so much respect for the guy, I can't even put into words.
The Irish have been fighting since the beginning of time, man, and they love it over there, and we will be back.
Just want to present Mike with something that I got done for him, just remind him of, you know, all he's done over the past 3 months and, you know, all the effort he's put in. So just like to present you with that, Mike.
Owen Roddy is an absolute gentleman. He's the personification of the word. He's a superb coach, and ultimately he's a really, really nice bloke. And you can see the way the rest of the lads in Primal Gym look at him. And just to have guys like Dana White and Conor McGregor and John Kavanagh and Cathal Pendred and, you know, for me the most important of all, Owen Roddy, say the things that they've said about me is beyond humbling.
I couldn't be happier with what Mike has done in the 3 months, you know, so yeah, BFFs I would say, what?